Good Monday morning, Sonor family. Got some things in the works for you. Hoping to have a new interview out to you by the weekend here, Saturday morning, and give you more information on that Friday. Right now, just waiting to make sure that it still happens before I talk too much about it. Had a couple of really good interviews lately with people that have got the 150th anniversary signature shell sets. Both of these were in fusion and not in fusion, they were in fusion sizes. Should be clear on that. But they both talked up the drums very much, and just lend to the idea that I think that people just ought to buy them. If you're just not sure if you want them, but you can afford them, get it. I mean, what are you waiting on, really? They're going to go away one day, and you're going to wish you'd gotten them. I sound like a broken record, but I keep looking and I'm still seeing drums available out there, and I just flat don't get it. I want to remind you, if you've got a Sonar story, if you know somebody that does, or if you've got an interesting piece of gear you'd like to talk about, by all means, I would love to interview you. So just contact me through the message board at drummandstage.com/forum, or get in touch with me at drummandstage@gmail.com. One thing I want to talk about is Alpi. They are a manufacturer of engineered veneers from Italy. They've been in business well over 100 years. For many, many years, they've been providing high quality engineered veneers for lots of different companies. And recently, it was said that they use a slurry of poplar wood. Well, there is no slurry in Alpe's production, and I just that was a question that came up on the forum. I wanted to nip that in the bud. And for anybody who has been told that there is a slurry, that it's made from a slurry process, some companies do. Alpe does not. And if you have an issue with some of the Sonor veneers because of the fact they're engineered veneers, if you'll actually watch some Alpi videos, and I've got some links to some on my forum, I think you'll change your mind. Does that mean that that makes it on par with the real thing? Why not? I mean, what other than the fact of being true to something, exactly what is the advantage of having a genuine veneer from a specific tree type, to having an equally beautiful, long lasting manufactured veneer? I just, I get it to a point, but at the same time, I kind of don't. And I'm certainly open to conversation about that. So go find. I put a link in the description. If you want to go argue with me on that, I'm glad to hear your side, and I'm not one that's going to quash somebody else's opinion. I'm open to hear what somebody else has to say. Big shout out to Todd Circleman. I put together that silly satiric video the other day about the accusations that Todd's been facing lately, and I actually forgot one. He was accused of looking down on triggers or hating triggers or something because of the simple fact that he doesn't use them. He doesn't need to use them. But I believe he was accurate in what he said. If he did use them, he'd be telling us all about it. He'd be telling us how he got his sound. He wouldn't be burying that. So anyway, I put the silly video together and sent it to him. I want to see what kind of response I got. Now, I could have just posted that without asking his permission or getting his stamp of approval, or however you want to word that. But he responded back, and I didn't get the response that you know even hinted, go ahead and run it. So I just came back blatantly and said, "Hey, look, I really hope to get word from you. I could go ahead and release that." I could have done that without his permission, but the thing is, got a pretty good working relationship with him and have over the years. Are we old buddies? No, that'd be going too far. But I've had dealings with him for a long time and interviewed him several times since 2008. And it's just one of those things where I would rather, if it'd been something that would have been a sensitive subject, or he didn't like the light that it cast or whatever, I wouldn't have wanted to put that out there. And what I did do is thinking that I was just having fun with him, not thinking it would ever be seen. I really threw it together too quick. I wish I'd have taken my time and done it better, but it is what it is, and I'm going to let it run. So, anybody that's going to be at the Music City Drum Show, I plan to be there both days. I'd like to meet anybody that watches these Coffees with Jules or anything, any content here on the YouTube channel. If you're interested in meeting, I just, it'd be, I'd like to say hey to people that actually support what I'm doing. I appreciate it very much. And looking somebody in the eye while you give them a handshake and say thank you is just a much stronger message than looking in the camera and saying thank you. And I would like any opportunity I get to thank you in person for being a part of what we got going on here. I released a video last week that there's going to be a new feature called Kit of the Week. And so what I need from people is if you want your drum sets featured, send me pictures and details of one kit at a time if you don't mind. Sonor is all I care about. It can be new, used, old. It can be, an old Sonor International if you've got that and want to talk about it. If you've got the latest and greatest of the 150th or SQ2 or whatever you've got that you want to talk about, send me pictures and a write up, and I'm going to put that together in a video. If you want to be in the video, we can work that out too. So I think that's about got us covered today. Bass players get picked on a lot. Of course, drummers do too. But so I hate to bring this up, but I'm going to do it anyway. But what do you call a bass player who loses his girlfriend? Homeless.